Hey, a mystical Wolf Soul Tribe, my Cusp souls, welcome in. This week feels like a major turning point for the collective. The energy finally begins to move forward, but Spirit says also not that every door that's reopening is meant for you to walk through this week. But yeah, let's dive into this week's astrology and see what it has in store for us. Welcome in, my beautiful Cusp souls. Welcome back to the Mystical Soul Tribe again. Thank you for hitting the like button. Those of you that have been leaving comments and supporting this channel in any means and possibly that you could. All right, so this week's energy check-in for July 20th to the 26th. So what we're going to look at first is we're going to look at the collective astrology for the week, and then we're going to do a little bit of fun and do a fortune cookie. This is our last fortune cookie. And then we're going to jump straight into each of the Cusp signs. We'll look at the week ahead and see what is happening. What does Spirit want you to know for the week ahead, for the days ahead, right? This week astrology feels different from the last few weeks. For many of us, it may have felt like we're finally coming up for air. Mercury has been retrograde, right? And it's been slowing down conversations, creating a little bit of delays, bringing people back from the past back into our lives. Some of us have been thinking about the past, like that nostalgia, bit of energy up for healing. Some of us, it's been a bit of technology as well. All right, as you notice, some of my videos were delayed, like the previous week's videos were delayed. The internet connection was down for like 2 days, and then it was up, and then it was down again, and it took forever for the video then to upload, so you guys got it delayed. So Mercury was really playing with us. That was in Cancer, so it's going direct this week on the 23rd. Yay. All right. It doesn't mean that everything is going to speed up overnight, all right, but it does mean that some of the fog really begins to lift, right? It's going to feel like the fog is lifting. Conversations will start making more sense, less miscommunications, decisions will become clearer. Perhaps there will be also messages that you've been waiting for will finally arrive. If you've been feeling like you've been driving through thick fog, this week I feel like is from the 23rd, where the road is really going to become visible again. At the same time, we have some incredible powerful cosmic energy surrounding growth and change. The first day this week, the 20th, Jupiter does form an opposition with Pluto. Really deep transformational energy for some of us here. Some of you may realize you've completely outgrown a situation. It could be a relationship, a job, or it even could be an old version of yourself. It's going to hit us each and every one differently. And growth isn't always comfortable, right? Sometimes Spirit just expands our lives by asking us to release things that just no longer fits, all right? We also have Jupiter making some supportive connections with Neptune and Uranus. Now, remember, Neptune is in retrograde. I think it's going to be bringing up some sort of inspiration, unexpected opportunities. I think there will be some creative breakthroughs for some of you, and moments where things suddenly just start to click in place. I'm hearing also, don't ignore the unexpected ideas this week, the old conversations, old invitations, one random opportunity. Something could completely just change your direction. And on the 22nd, we do have, we're moving into Leo season. The energy is going to become warmer, lighter, more confident, much more heart-centered. And Leo season reminds us that we are allowed to take up space. We are allowed to shine. We are allowed to celebrate our progress instead of constantly forcing how far we still have to go. Also, the first quarter moon will be in Libra early in this week, asking us to find some balance between work and rest, giving and receiving, logic and intuition, your needs and everyone else's. Yeah. And also remember, not every decision has to happen immediately. Yeah, towards the weekend, we're going to be having Saturn stationing retrograde in Aries. This is going to be beginning a period of reviewing those long-term goals, personal disciplines, and also the foundations that we're building. So Spirit might just be asking you, the universe could just be asking you, are you building the life that you truly want? Or the life that you think everyone else expects from you? That's a very, very powerful question to sit with. Overall, this week feels like a bridge. One chapter is closing, another is quietly beginning. You may not have all the answers yet. The road may not fully be seen ahead, but you will start finally seeing the directions. All right? Right, so before we jump into each cusp sign and you jump straight into your timestamps, let's do something a little bit fun and see what the fortune cookie has to say. Again, thank you, beautiful souls, for liking the videos, being subscribers here, commenting, donating to the channel, booking those mini personal readings. Personal readings the details are in the description box. So here, this one says, our fortune cookie for the week ahead. It's not very clear. Let's see if we can clear it out a bit. Yeah. If you try to please everyone, no one will like it. If you try to please everyone, no one will like it. And last week, I forgot to look at the back of the fortune cookie paper to see what the number was. Number 7. It was number 7. Number 7s could have been really significant for you guys last week. This week it's the number 12. It could be your 12th house. It could be someone's birthday. It could be the 12th month. December could be significant. 12 also breaks down to 3. 3s could be significant. The other numbers that are here is 32, which breaks down to 5. 32 and 5s could be significant. Here's 25, breaks down to 7 as well. Someone's birthday here could be about the 25th. We've got the 1st, we've got the 10th. We've got 38. 38 breaks down to 11. 11, 12 could be significant. Any of these numbers could be significant. So the message here, I feel like Spirit couldn't have chosen a more fitting message for this week's energy. All right. I feel like this is a reminder that you were never meant to be everything for everyone. The moment that you start abandoning your own needs just to keep the peace, you begin losing pieces of yourself. Yeah, Mercury moving direct, Saturn preparing to retrograde. Many of us are being asked to stop seeking the approval and start really choosing authenticity. What Spirit's also saying I'm getting here is the people who are truly meant for you won't need you to become someone else. Like, if saying no disappoints someone this week, that's okay. If choosing yourself is going to make someone feel uncomfortable, it's okay too, right? Protecting your peace, I'm hearing, isn't selfish, it's necessary. And just going back to this number 12 here, to me, I feel like 12 is speaking for you guys of completion before a new beginning. Now, for each and every one of you, this number 12 your intuition might be telling you something else. Perhaps you feel called to share with us. What does the number 12 mean to you? All right. What is your intuition saying? The message, though, I'm getting through for you is it's the energy of finishing one chapter so another one can open. It reminds me also of the 12 zodiac signs, or the 12 cusp signs. All right. It feels like Spirit is saying this message is meant for every single one of you. So take this with you this week, my beautiful souls, that you don't need everyone's approval. You only need to stay true to the path your soul is asking you to walk. So beautiful souls, now you can jump straight to your timestamps. Thank you for being here. Thank you again for liking the video, leaving comments, and sharing your thoughts. Pisces, Aries, Cuspers, Spirit is asking one simple question this week. What happens when you stop forcing and start flowing? Because that's where your breakthrough really begins. Your focus this week is the energy to embrace from the Oracle of the Unicorn. Flow, find an easier path forward, surrender the outcome, release your expectations. Wow, this is actually beautiful energy. The color green could be significant as well for some of you. Beautiful energy to begin the week. Because I feel like many of you have been trying to carry the weight of everything on your own, on your shoulders. Spirit is showing me someone trying to open a door that's locked while another door beside them is already standing wide open. So this week I feel isn't about pushing harder. It's going to be about noticing where life is already flowing. Mercury will be going direct the 23rd. Middle of the week. You'll probably notice that conversations are going to become easier. Plans will start falling into place. And delays that you've been frustrated with might finally just begin moving again. I feel like the unicorn oracle here is flow is asking you to stop trying to control every outcome. If you've been waiting for someone to text, or waiting for a job response, or waiting for clarity about a relationship, or maybe even waiting to know what your next step should be, here Spirit is saying keep moving, but stop gripping so tightly. I'm hearing like sometimes surrender isn't about giving up. Sometimes it's about trusting that what belongs to you doesn't need to be chased. This could also show up in your everyday situations. Maybe you've been trying to convince someone to understand your point of view. Maybe you've been trying to fix a relationship that's become one-sided. Or maybe you've been putting so much pressure on yourself that you have to figure everything out. So this week is asking you to breathe. Take moments out where you can just take those deep breaths, right? To trust, relax, flow, let life meet you halfway. All right, let's have a look at the challenge here. We have the Knight of Wands. Fiery energy coming through. Your biggest challenge this week may be in patience. Knight of Wands is that excitement, passion, momentum. But sometimes the Knight of Wands also wants everything to happen right now. And sometimes everything can't happen right now, right? Mercury is also just turned direct. Things are moving again, but they may not be moving as quickly as we'd like them to, right? So what Spirit is saying, don't mistake slow progress for no progress. Some of you, this could involve someone who comes into your life with a lot of enthusiasm. They say all the right things. They make exciting promises, but before you invest too much emotionally, Spirit is saying give their actions time to match their words. A fire sign could be significant as well. Some of you, if it's not another fire sign, this could just be your own energy that you may suddenly feel inspired to change careers, book a trip, start a business, move a house, or begin something completely new. The inspiration is going to be real this week. I'm hearing also, remember to build a solid foundation before rushing ahead. Even in astrology, this week is really building it supports the bold ideas, especially with that Jupiter energy that is expanding all the possibilities. Saturn that is preparing to retrograde just reminds us that lasting success often comes through thoughtful planning. How to practice self-care this week. Ace of Cups. First thing I'm hearing here is fill up your own cup. This is actually a beautiful card to receive. Not after everyone else. Don't fill up everyone else's cup. Fill up your own cup. Spirit wants you to fill up your own cup this week. Not when everything is finished, but take the moment now to fill up your own cup, right? Because the Ace of Cups reminds you that emotional healing is productive too, all right? So this week, your self-care can look like spending quiet time near water, journaling your emotions, maybe perhaps doing your own personal tarot readings, all right, playing with the cards yourself, saying yes to something that generally makes you happy, working on your hobbies, letting yourself cry if you've been holding everything in, receiving love instead of always being the one to give it. Some of you, this card can also point to forgiveness, not because someone deserves the forgiveness, but because you're ready maybe to stop carrying the emotional weight. Now, the sun will be shining in Leo this week, and your heart is being encouraged to open again. Not to obviously everyone, all right? Just to the possibilities, the endless possibilities. Butterflies could be significant as well. Your support and advice from your guides is we have the Lovers, all right? So we've got fire energy, we've got water energy, we've got Gemini energy. Uranus is also in Gemini right now. You may have strong Gemini placements. The Lovers here, I feel like, is that your guides are reminding you this week is going to be about alignment. Because the Lovers doesn't always mean romance. It could be. It's more about choosing what truly aligns with your heart. You might find yourself standing at important crossroads this week. Do you stay where it is familiar? Or do you choose what's genuinely right for your soul? Some of you might have some serious, meaningful conversations in love. Here is the Ace of Cups. Keep your heart open, but fill up your own cup first, right? Some of you, this is going to be something about important career decisions. Some of you are going to be about finally choosing yourselves after spending far too long, maybe putting everyone else first. What Spirit's also saying is every choice is creating your future. So I'm hearing, don't make decisions based on any fear or negative energy. Make them based on who you're becoming. For those of you that are in relationships, this could actually be a beautiful week for honest communication, especially now that Mercury is going direct. For those of you that's single, I'm hearing someone new may begin entering your energy. But Spirit is encouraging you to choose someone who brings you peace and not confusion. The underlining energy for the week, my Pisces, Aries, Cuspers, is the Nine of Wands. You've been through a lot. I'm hearing most of you are tired. You are stronger than most people realize. But you're extremely exhausted. But you're close to the finish line, right? You're almost done. I'm hearing don't quit. You're closer than you think. This card also reminds us that even though we've had disappointments, you've never stopped showing up for yourself. Yeah, Spirit says here they see every single step that you've taken. This week isn't going to be asking you to fight harder. It's going to be asking you to trust more. Your resilience has brought you this far. I'm hearing now allow the universe to meet you with the opportunities that you don't have to force. Wow. Number 9s could also be an insignificant number for you guys this week. Perhaps the number 9 is the number for you this week. It could be a confirmation for you this week, knowing that you are close to that completion. You're almost there at the finish line. Pisces, Aries, Cuspers, if this message found you at exactly the right time, thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing the video, becoming part of the Mystical Soul Tribe. Perhaps you can confirm in the comments below that you trust the flow of your journey. What is meant for you will never pass you by. And perhaps you can also let us know what message here resonated most for you for the week ahead. Is it the full message, or is it just the card for the flow card? Is it the Ace of Cups? Is it the Lovers? The Nine of Wands? And then thank you so much for allowing me to read for you this week. I'm sending you all love and light, healing, and many beautiful blessings for the week ahead. Remember, you don't have to force what's already finding its way to you. Until next time, take care of yourselves, trust your intuition, and I will see you in the next one. Aries, Taurus Cuspers, Spirit's like saying here, you've been carrying so much responsibility that you've forgotten what joy feels like. I'm hearing this week, your healing begins the moment you give yourself permission to truly live again. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for being here. I just saw 22 on the timer. 22 could be a significant number for some of you. Dance. Focus. Your focus this week. The energy to embrace. Move your body to music. Dance with the rhythm of life. Manifest your dreams through dance. The full moon that's coming up could be significant as well in the following week. Aries, Taurus, Cuspers. I absolutely love this for your focus for the week ahead, because Spirit's asking you to reconnect with joy. Not everything has to be serious. Not everything has to be another problem to solve. For many of you, life has felt like one responsibility after another. Work, family, finances, relationships. It's just been one thing after the next. Somewhere along the line or somewhere along the way, maybe you've forgotten what it feels like to simply enjoy the present moment. Like this unicorn oracle is coming through to remind you that your energy shifts when your vibration shifts. That doesn't necessarily mean literally dancing, alright? Although some of you, this really could be dancing, alright? Attending dance classes. Or maybe it's putting on your favorite song in the kitchen and just moving your hips while you're making dinner. Maybe that's exactly what your soul needs, alright? Or listening to relaxing I want to say relaxing movie, but that could be it as well. Maybe watching a dance movie this week. But what I wanted to say is maybe putting relaxing music on and like doing some stretches, like stretching out your body, you know, and doing that light muscle strengthening exercises to strengthen the muscles where your body might be getting a little bit weaker as we're getting older, right? Your body is like a car. It needs to be serviced. Exercising, stretching, moving, all right? Movement. It's about moving also the stagnant energy, laughing more, smiling more. It's maybe spending time with people who make your heart feel lighter. And hey, Mercury is going direct this week. Hallelujah, the 23rd, right? You may notice conversations become easier. Plans finally are moving forward after maybe some little bit of weeks of delays, few days of delays, times of delays. Leo season is beginning the 22nd. Interesting. And I said 22 might be significant. Maybe Leo season will be very significant for you guys. Maybe a Cancer, Leo Cancer cusp could be significant for some of you. Bringing joy, bringing playful, creative energy that just encourages you to express yourself without worrying so much about what everyone else thinks. Who cares what everyone else thinks, right? What Spirit is saying, you don't have to earn happiness. You're allowed to experience it right now. I also feel like some of you maybe have forgotten an old hobby or a passion that once made you feel alive. This week just may be the perfect time to reconnect with that. Evening times could also be significant for some of you. All right, let's have a look at your challenge and obstacle for the week. Strength. I'm hearing it's actually not a lack of strength, your challenge. It's remembering actually how strong you actually already are. The Strength card tells us that you'll likely be asked to respond with patience this week rather than reaction. There could be someone around you that just tests your patience. Maybe it's someone at work, a family member, a partner, some sort of situation that just doesn't unfold as quickly as you'd hoped. Something is going to challenge your strength this week. I'm hearing instead of forcing the outcome, remain calm and grounded. Take a deep breath. If you need to take a time out, walk away. Ground yourself. Real strength isn't about raising your voice. It's about remaining calm, right? Taking a moment out, grounding yourself, and then coming back to the conversation, example, or to the situation. It's knowing when peace is more powerful than proving a point. For some of you, this could be speaking about finally facing something that you've been avoiding. Or perhaps it's about putting off some sort of difficult conversation. Maybe you've been avoiding making important decisions because you're afraid of the outcome. Strength also reminds you that courage doesn't mean that you aren't scared. It just means you move forward anyway. How to practice self-care this week. Judgment. Release, I'm hearing. Self-care is going to come through some sort of release this week. Judgment is about answering your soul's calling and letting go of the past. Asking yourself maybe questions like, what guilt am I still carrying? Or what story about myself am I ready to stop believing? Who do I need to forgive? Is it including yourself? This is actually a beautiful week to declutter your home. Clear out those old emails. Maybe journal your thoughts. Spend time reflecting actually how far you have come. Maybe celebrating it. Mercury moving direct. Many of you may suddenly realize that something you've been holding on to just no longer fits the person that you're becoming. Spirit wants you to celebrate this week. You celebrate your growth instead of criticizing yourself about how long your journey has taken. You've changed, and that's something to be proud of. Remember, dance with the rhythm of life. Manifest your dreams through dance. Move your body with music. Support and advice from your guides this week is the 5 of Pentacles. The number 5 could be significant for some of you. The number 8. 5th house. Now, at first glance, this seems like a challenging card, right? Your guides are showing it from a completely different perspective, though. They're actually coming through to say here, stop believing you have to struggle alone. The support that you need may already be around you. Someone offering you advice this week. A friend may check in. An unexpected opportunity that just may appear. It could be financial help, emotional support, or practical assistance that could just really come through this week. But only if you're willing to receive it. Opening up your hands to receive. Opening up your heart to receive. Some of you have become so independent that maybe sometimes asking for help is uncomfortable. And Spirit is like gently reminding you that there is strength in accepting support. And the astrology actually really reflects this beautifully, because Mercury moving direct, conversations that you've been waiting for become easier. Someone who couldn't understand you before may suddenly be ready to listen. I'm hearing here, don't isolate yourself. Connection is part of your healing. At the bottom of the deck here, we have the underlining energy of the star. Beautiful energy, hidden energy is the star. It's really stunning energy, this. Even if you can't fully see this yet, there is some sort of hope that's returning. Like the star is saying that many of you are healing quietly behind the scenes, whether this is mentally or physically. You becoming more confident, more aligned, more peaceful. The Spirit is like reminding you that your prayers have not have not been ignored. They have not gone unanswered. Some answers just simply need more time. I also feel like this card is really beautifully connecting here with this card here, the dance from the Unicorn Oracle. Dance, hope, healing, joy. I feel like a Spirit is gently saying that your light is returning. Don't dim it because you've grown used to surviving. You're entering a chapter where believing in yourself is just going to become just as important as working hard. My Aries Taurus Cuspers, thank you so much for hitting that like button. leaving comments, being subscribers here. Perhaps you can affirm in the comments or to yourself or write it down. I choose joy, I welcome healing, and I trust the beautiful path unfolding before me. I'd also love to know from you, like, which message spoke to you the most for this week ahead. Thank you so much for spending time with me here today. I'm sending you so much love and light and healing and beautiful blessings for the week ahead. And remember, beautiful soul, you don't always have to push your way forward. Sometimes your greatest breakthrough will come when you allow yourself to breathe, to smile, and just trust that the universe is already working behind the scenes. Until next time, take care of yourself, trust your intuition, and I'll see you in the next one. Taurus, Gemini Cuspers, Spirit like saying this week isn't about rushing to the finish line. It's about becoming the person who can sustain the blessings that are coming. Slow growth is still growth. Your focus this week is growth, beautiful souls. It says here, seek out a mentor or a guide. Take baby steps as you grow. Be willing to learn from others. This is your focus, the energy to embrace for the week ahead. My Taurus, Gemini Cuspers, thank you for being here and hitting that like button, leaving comments. Your entire reading revolves around one word, growth. Not overnight success, not those instant answers, but yeah, growth. Spirit is like showing me someone that's climbing a mountain. They stop halfway, they look up and they think, I've still got so far to go. But then they turn around and they actually realize, whoa, look how far I've already climbed. That's your message this week. Sometimes we become so focused on where we're trying to get that we actually forget to celebrate how much we've already changed, how much we've grown, right? Now, Mercury is going direct on the 23rd. Say hallelujah, yes. It's been quite a rough one, right? This Mercury in Cancer actually came in quite sneaky. So, like, your thinking is going to become clearer. Conversations have maybe felt a bit confusing. And things are going to start making sense again. Plans that have felt delayed or slow will begin to move again. But Spirit doesn't want you to sprint ahead. I actually want you to build something that lasts. Like this Unicorn Oracle speaks about learning, right? Growth. Some of you may find yourself learning a new skill this week, maybe starting a new course, receiving advice from someone who with more experience, or simply becoming more open to seeing things from a different perspective, right? I'm also hearing, don't let pride stop you from receiving wisdom. The greatest teachers are often the people who remind us we don't have to know everything. I also feel like some of you are stepping into a completely new chapter within your career, business, or maybe even your spiritual journey, or some area of your life. There is a new chapter that's unfolding. And I'm hearing, like, if you're still in the beginning stages, don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else that is in chapter 20, right? Your path is still unfolding exactly as it should. I'm hearing an off-road bike. Bikes could be significant. Let's have a look here. The challenge, or perhaps even the obstacle for the week ahead, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Patience could be a challenge at this current point in your life. The Knight of Pentacles is... the Knight of Pentacles is a dependable energy. It's consistent. It is hardworking. It's somebody that moves slowly, very slowly. Some of you may be feeling frustrated because something isn't happening as quickly as you hoped. Something about an offer or a job offer, financial opportunity, a relationship, a move, a personal goal. Whatever this is for you, okay? It's going to be different for each and every one of you. But I'm also hearing here, don't mistake slow movement for a closed door. Mercury has only just turned direct, so things are I'm going to be hearing that things are hearing here. I'm here that things will begin moving again. I'm hearing still need time to gather some momentum. And the Knight of Pentacles does represent the becoming stuck in routine. All right. Maybe life has become so predictable that maybe you stopped allowing room for a little bit of excitement. This week, I'm hearing is inviting you to stay committed while also remaining open to new possibilities. Progress isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it looks like one small step every single day. You know? Even if it's that one step of climbing out of bed. Seven of Swords and the Six of Cups on how to practice self-care. Now, this combination feels deeply emotional. I feel like Spirit's asking you to be honest with yourself about what you're still carrying from the past. Seven of Swords doesn't necessarily always have to be about deception. Sometimes it's about those stories we keep telling ourselves. I'm not good enough. People always leave. Things never work out for me. You know, it could even be like, no, I cannot trust anybody. But the Six of Cups coming through to clarify this, right? The Seven of Swords is talking about beliefs that have very old roots. Perhaps something about roots that began from your childhood. If you think about it, most of our trauma and triggers come from that period that we don't even realize. Perhaps maybe it could be coming from an old relationship, maybe one of your first relationships. Perhaps it's your first work experience. You know, those experiences, they shaped how you see yourself today. Your self-care this week is gently asking you, is this belief still true? Some of you, maybe someone from your past, may unexpectedly reappear now that Mercury is direct. Okay? Maybe these people didn't come up during the retrograde, but maybe they're going to come up now during the shadow period, right? Once it goes direct. An old friend, a former partner. It could be a family member. Maybe it's going to be some sort of memory that you've buried that's in your subconscious. Maybe this is what's come up during the retrograde and the energy is coming forth now. But whatever this is, whenever this energy is coming through and whatever this is for you, Spirit isn't saying that you have to open every door. They're asking you to decide whether that chapter still deserves space in your present life. Healing sometimes means remembering. Other times it means choosing not to carry that memory anymore. 7 and 6s could be significant. The number 76 could be significant. 13. We do have death. 13 could be significant. 44 could be significant. Your support and advice from your guides for the week ahead. 2 of Cups. They busy showing here that meaningful connections are going to be your greatest blessing this week. Birds and messages could be meaning something towards you guys. Red hair even for some of you. This card could absolutely represent romance for some of you. A relationship deepening, a heartfelt conversation. Some of you could be meeting someone new. Healing some sort of misunderstanding. But in general, it speaks about partnership in general, right? This could even be business partnerships, work colleague collaborations, creative collaborations, friendships, family relationships. What Spirit is saying here is you don't have to build your future alone. The right people will meet you halfway. If you've been trying to do everything yourself, this week is going to be a reminder that you're receiving some support that doesn't make you weak, all right? It makes you human. It also feels like some of you may receive an apology that you've been waiting for, or perhaps you will be the one offering some sort of forgiveness. Whatever happens, communication will feel much smoother, especially now that when Mercury goes direct this week, it will start feeling a bit smoother regarding communication and thoughts and memories. if you've been putting off some sort of important conversation, I'm hearing this is going to be the week that may finally feel like the right time. The underlining energy, death, right? Now, some of you guys, this could be quite scary, but in fact, it's actually a beautiful card for your underlining energy in your reading, because I see transformation for some of you. Some of you, there might have been some sort of death in the family. Doesn't have to be. I send my condolences if it is. But the overall energy I'm feeling for most of you is the transformation of the one chapter that is ending so that another chapter can begin. You not becoming someone different, you becoming more of who you've always been. This could be about leaving an old job, changing routines, ending some sort of unhealthy habits, walking away from limiting beliefs, outgrowing relationships, or maybe simply realizing like, I don't think the way I used to. Astrologically, this is beautiful. I mean, Leo season that's happening this week, right, on the 22nd, invites confidence. Mercury direct brings clarity. Saturn is preparing also retrograde, which is encouraging the long-term reflection. Everything is pointing towards rebuilding your life from a stronger foundation. This isn't an ending. This is graduation, right? Wow. Taurus, Gemini, Cuspers, thank you for hitting that like button. I appreciate it, and subscribing, leaving those comments. Perhaps you can affirm in the comments that you welcome growth, you trust in the divine timing, you embrace the beautiful person that you are becoming. Perhaps you want to share with us which part of the reading spoke to you the most, if you feel called. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you this week. I'm sending each and every one of you so much love and light and healing and beautiful blessings for the week ahead. And remember, my Taurus, Gemini, Cuspers, not every transformation is loud. Sometimes the biggest changes happen quietly. You know, that one small choice at a time, until one day you actually look back and you realize you've become the person that you've always prayed to be. Until next time, take care of yourself, trust yourself and your intuition, and I'll see you in the next one. Gemini, Cancer, Cuspers, this week isn't about asking you to wait more. Yeah, this isn't a week about asking to wait more, right? No waiting. It's asking you to trust yourself enough to take the first step, even if you can't see the whole path ahead yet. Overall, your overall energy this week, your focus is action from the Oracle of the Unicorns. It says, now's a perfect time to act. Take inspired action towards your dreams. Move forward with confidence. Horses could be significant. I love this because even the astrologically, it's like Mercury's going direct, right? On the 23rd. So if you felt like you've been walking through fog, dealing with some sort of delays, maybe second guessing yourself, waiting for answers, I'm hearing this is going to be the week where you're going to start slowly to feel the mental fog lifting. I mean, the sun is moving towards Leo the 22nd, right? Suddenly, I'm hearing confidence will be replacing the hesitation. Spirit's also saying here, don't miss your opportunity because you're waiting to feel 100% ready. Many of you, this could be connected to work, business ideas, study, moving house, relationships, or even maybe finally starting something that you've been talking about for months. Some of you have been saying, I'll do it next week, I will wait until things calm down, or maybe later. But Spirit is saying later is like turning into months. I'm hearing that this is going to be the week about moving, even if it's like one step, right? One little action. Here we do have your challenge as the Knight of Wands here. Your biggest obstacle, I'm hearing, isn't really the outside world. It's the exhaustion that you're feeling. Nine of Wands tells me that many of you have been carrying stress for so long that maybe you've started expecting every new opportunity to become another problem. It's almost like your nervous system waiting for the next disappointment. Maybe you've been hurt before by relationships. Maybe work hasn't appreciated your efforts for some of you. Maybe you've started something before and it didn't work out. I'm hearing every new beginning feels like, what if this goes wrong too? And the astrology reflects this energy, you know. Jupiter is expanding the possibilities. Jupiter is opposing Pluto, which can make everything feel emotionally intense. Saturn is also preparing to go retrograde towards end of the week. It's all encouraging you just to slow down, rethink long-term commitments rather than acting from a place of fear. Don't take action. It's not saying don't take action, because your card here for your focus of the week is action, even if it's taking that one small step. Yeah, don't confuse being cautious with being stuck, Spirit is saying, because there's a difference, right? Protect your energy, but don't build the wall so high that the opportunities can't find you. Your self-care this week is the Queen of Swords, all right? It really feels empowering, this energy. Self-care isn't always bubble baths this week. I feel like your self-care this week isn't going to be about those bubble baths. I'm hearing boundaries. Self-care is going to be boundaries this week for some of you. Queen of Swords reminds you that protecting your peace sometimes means having also those uncomfortable conversations. I'm hearing here like Spirit saying that you finally tell someone, I can't keep doing this to myself. You maybe will decline an invitation because you generally feel like you need more rest. Maybe you're going to stop explaining yourself to people who already decided not to understand you, already chose to misunderstand you. They don't want to see your point of view. Maybe you finally organize your schedule instead of trying to please everyone. For others, this is going to be emotional clarity. You know, I'm hearing you no longer allowing the guilt to make decisions for you. Mercury going direct is about becoming clearer. Yeah, the conversations will become clearer regarding after those misunderstandings that's happened. Words maybe you've struggled to say may finally come out naturally. Remember, boundaries isn't punishment. They are protection. Your guidance from your spirit team here is temperance. I actually quite love this here because like your guys are coming through and saying they aren't asking you to rush this week. They're asking you to trust in the divine timing while still taking action. Sometimes we need to take action and then relax. Let the universe meet you halfway, right? Notice that how there's a difference. It's not sit back and wait. It's take a step and then, like I said, allow the rest to unfold. Let the universe meet you halfway. Some of you may even receive unexpected help this week. Someone may recommend you for something. Maybe there's going to be a conversation that happens exactly at the right moment. Maybe there's going to be a delay that you've been really frustrated about, and it may actually reveal why divine timing mattered all along. Temperance also speaks about healing within relationships. If there's maybe been some sort of tension within regarding family dynamics, friends or partners, I'm hearing this week is going to be the week that offers these opportunities for balance and understanding, especially once Mercury moves direct. You know, sometimes healing doesn't happen because someone apologizes. Sometimes healing comes because you've outgrown carrying the pain. Now, your underlining energy is also an action card here. It's the Knight of Wands. That's the underlining energy. Something about the excitement that is building beneath the surface. Right? Horses really could be significant for some of you. Even if things have felt slow recently, I'm hearing this energy is not going to last forever because there is movement, there is momentum, travel plans, quick decisions. Maybe it's going to be decisions regarding travel plans for the future. Something about creative inspiration, unexpected invitations. Maybe it's going to be new passions. Maybe it's about taking action on new passions. Maybe you're going to have a bit of a sudden burst of motivation this week. Something is really going to shift. I'm hearing after the middle of the week. Maybe you might just notice yourself saying, I actually feel excited again. I'm hearing your energy was returning. But also just remember, the Knight of Wands loves speed, but Temperance is asking for wisdom. All right? So together they're creating that balance of progress. Move forward with confidence, but don't skip the details. My Gemini Cancer Cuspers, your soul has spent enough time preparing. Now's the time to participate. Obviously, not every answer arrives before the journey begins, all right? Sometimes the answer arrives because you were brave enough to start walking, to take that small action, all right? Make that phone call, example. This week, trust the doors opening in front of you. Trust the conversations that suddenly make sense. Trust the ideas that won't leave your mind. And most importantly, trust yourself. The version of you that you've been becoming is really ready for what's next. Beautiful souls, thank you for liking the video, leaving comments, being subscribers here. Perhaps you can even affirm for you if you want that in the comments, like you trust yourself to take that inspired action and you welcome the opportunities that is meant for you. Until next time, beautiful souls, my Gemini Cancer Cuspers, stay safe, trust your intuition, and I'll definitely see you around in the next one. Cancer, Leo Cuspers, this week Spirit saying your greatest strength won't come from proving yourself. It will come from showing yourself compassion. Stop being your own hardest critic. Looking at your focus this week, we have compassion. Be gentle with yourself. Forgiveness will set you free. See the light in yourself and as well as others. Cancer, Leo Cuspers, this is actually beautiful energy coming through beginning the week, because the astrology also mirrors this energy. The sun will be moving into Leo season, the 22nd, beginning your season of confidence, creativity, stepping back into your personal power. At the same time, Mercury will be finally going direct on the 23rd, helping clear up any sort of misunderstandings, emotional confusion, and also those conversations that have been feeling stuck. But before you step into this next new chapter, your spirit team might just be asking you to forgive something for yourself or forgiveness for yourself. Some for you, it's forgiving yourself. For others, maybe you've been blaming yourself for staying too long in some sort of relationships. Maybe you've been replaying mistakes from months ago. Or maybe you've been thinking, if only I had made a different decision. What Spirit Team is saying here is, you made the best decision you could with the version of yourself you were at the time. I'm hearing here, give yourself grace. For others, this compassion is needed towards maybe someone else. That doesn't always mean reconnecting. It doesn't mean allowing unhealthy behavior back into your life. Sometimes forgiveness simply means I'm choosing peace instead of carrying that burden. Some of you may also be carrying other people's emotions, typical Cancer energy. You want everyone around you to be okay before maybe allowing yourself to breathe. So your spirit team is coming through to remind you that you matter also. Your challenge this week will be the Page of Swords. Perhaps it'll be overthinking this week coming. Page of Swords can represent the curiosity, communication, gathering information. But it also can represent anxiety, assumptions, and constantly checking for answers. Some of you may be checking your phone, waiting for someone to reply, or maybe you're reading between the lines of a text message. Someone may be watching your social media but not reaching out. There could also be a workplace gossip or maybe misunderstanding. Owls could be significant. You may hear information that isn't completely accurate. Mercury will be turning retrograde on the 23rd, where communication is still settling during the first half of the week. I'm hearing don't react too quickly, ask questions, get facts. Another message here is maybe to stop trying to solve problems that maybe haven't happened yet. Maybe your mind is running 10 steps ahead while life is only asking to focus on the now, on the today. How to practice self-care this week? Well, here's your card, the Strength card. Self-care this week isn't about escaping your responsibilities. It's going to be about remembering your own resilience. Strength reminds you that real courage isn't always loud. Sometimes courage is getting out of bed when life feels heavy. Having that one difficult conversation, walking away instead of arguing, choosing peace instead of proving a point, taking care of your body, drinking more water, resting without feeling guilty, eating meals instead of surviving on coffee because you're too busy looking after everyone else. They're saying here, your body has been speaking to you. Pay attention. If you're feeling tired, rest. If you're feeling emotionally overwhelmed, take a break. Strength doesn't always mean carrying everything alone. Your guidance from your spirit team this week is the 5 of Wands and the Ace of Swords. A beautiful combination here. The 5 of Wands could be the energy of conflict, conversation, misunderstanding. It also could be that inner struggle. Ace of Swords is the truth, the breakthrough, the clarity, the victory. Conflict that you've been dealing with, I'm hearing, won't stay confusing forever. For some of you, this could be disagreements at work where everyone has different opinions. Others, this could be tension within a family dynamic. Maybe everyone wants something different. Someone may finally speak honestly, and although the conversation may feel uncomfortable at first, it actually might just clear up the air. Those of you that might be single, you may finally recognize what you've truly been looking for in love. For those of you that's in relationships, perhaps it might just be some honest communication, which becomes the breakthrough. Not avoiding the conversation, but actually having it. And the astrology for the week between the 20th and the 26th really supports this. Mercury that's moving direct helps conversations become clearer, while the Sun is entering Leo, gives you the confidence to express yourself without shrinking. And Spirit says the truth may shake things up for a moment, but it will also set you free. 51 could be significant, perhaps the number 6 could be significant. At the bottom of the deck here, your underlining energy, Queen of Swords. You've been growing stronger than you're actually realizing, like learning to trust your own judgment. You're becoming more emotionally intelligent. You're no longer saying yes when your soul's screaming no. Some of you have spent far too much energy in trying to keep everyone else happy. I'm hearing with this Queen of Swords energy coming through, that season is ending. You're becoming more selective about where your energy goes, who deserves access to you, who earns your trust, who truly supports your growth. And honestly, that's not selfish, that's wisdom. This card also confirms regarding Mercury going direct, right? That will help you finally say something maybe that you've been holding back. Remember that your words do carry power this week. I'm hearing use them wisely. Cancer, Leo, Cuspers, what Spirit is saying here is they also want you to remember something that's really beautiful for this week is the kindness you so freely give to everyone else, you deserve to receive it for yourself also. Also to stop measuring your worth by how much you do for others. Stop believing that you have to earn love by constantly proving yourself. You are already enough. This week is about releasing that guilt, speaking your truth, choosing compassion, and allowing yourself to step into the next chapter with confidence. The world doesn't need a perfect version of you. It just needs an authentic one. Perhaps if this reading helped you in any sort of way for the week ahead, beautiful souls, thank you so much for hitting that like button, leaving comments, being subscribers here, and affirming perhaps in the comments that you choose compassion, you speak your truth, and you honor your own strength. Thank you for spending your time with me today, beautiful souls. My Cancer, Leo, Cuspers, I'm sending you all so much love, light, healing, and blessing for the week ahead. Until next time, take care of yourself, trust your intuition, and I'll see you in the next one. Leo, Virgo, Cuspers, this week Spirit is saying, stop waiting for the perfect moment. The door you've been asking for is opening, but you have to be willing to walk through it. Looking at your focus for the week, we have the action card from the Oracle of Unicorns. It says here, now's the perfect time to act. Take inspired action towards your dreams. Move forward with confidence. My Leo, Virgo, Cuspers, this card feels incredibly aligned with this week's astrology. The sun is entering Leo on the 22nd, bringing a wave of confidence, creativity, visibility, and personal power. Just a date later, Mercury finally goes direct, helping you clear up those delays, that confusion, communication blocks that may have been slowing you down over the past few weeks. Spirit's like showing me someone standing at the edge of a doorway here. You've maybe been looking at what's on the other side, thinking about it, planning it, researching it, but you haven't stepped through. This could be applying for a new job, launching your business or create a project. It could be starting that YouTube channel, social media page, sending an important message, moving homes, starting a healthier routine, finally saying yes to love, finally saying no to something that's been draining your energy. Whatever it is, it's going to be different for each and every one of you. Spirit is saying this is the week to stay stuck in that planning mode. It's time to move. Not reckless, but confidently. Because every journey begins with that one decision. Your challenge this week is the Nine of Wands. Your biggest obstacle this week isn't a lack of opportunity, it's that exhaustion, being tired. You've been through a lot. You've had those disappointments. You've had delays. You've trusted the wrong people. You've worked incredibly hard. And because of that, a part of you are probably realizing or wondering, it's like a question that's coming through that you may be wondering, do you really have the energy to start again? And Spirit's like saying, yes, you're almost there. But obviously not by carrying the yesterday's weight, right? Some of you have maybe become used to expecting obstacles that you automatically prepare for disappointment. Some of you might just receive good news and immediately think, hey, what's the catch? Or maybe someone might just offer you offer you help, all right? Someone might just offer you help and your first response is, hey, but I can do it myself. Nine of Wands just reminds you that protecting your heart is understandable, but don't let the past experiences stop the future blessings. Hey, the astrology this week, Jupiter opposes Pluto, emotions and ambition can feel a little bit amplified, making you question whether you're aiming too high or taking on too much. Saturn will be stationing retrograde as well around the 26th, reminding you to build slowly, wisely, rather than from fear or burnout. You don't have to prove your strength by struggling alone. Perhaps what we'll do is we will do a video on this Saturn retrograde in Aries, which will be the Saturn retrograde will be happening for the next 4.5 months. How to practice this self-care. This might now sound surprising because now we have the Ten of Swords in this position, right? Your self-care is all about endings this week. Not predicting the disasters, it's more about telling you to stop carrying the thingies that have already ended. Like Spirit's like saying here, what are you still emotionally holding on to? A relationship that's already over, a mistake that was made years ago, a version of yourself that you've already outgrown, a job that just no longer aligns with your purpose. Sometimes self-care isn't adding more to your life. Sometimes it's about letting go. I also feel like some of you are mentally exhausted. We've got the Nine of Wands, which is that you're also tired, all right? Maybe some of you are a little bit mentally burnt out, exhausted. Maybe your thoughts are running non-stop, like a chugga train, like a Ferrari just going non-stop. A Ferrari that's got unlimited fuel and it's just going from one freaking state to the next state, to the next state, to the next state, kind of energy, you know. Maybe you've been like really replaying these old conversations or worrying about the future, trying to solve problems before they even happened. I'm hearing give yourself permission to rest, take a walk, switch off your phone for an hour if you feel called to, journal, meditate. I'm hearing get outside, sleep a little longer if your body needs it, go sleep a little bit earlier if you can. Just relaxing and healing. I mean, healing isn't laziness, all right? Healing is a preparation. Sometimes you just need more rest and relax time so your body can heal. When does healing mostly take place as well in the body? Is more sleep. Judgment. This is your guidance from your spirit guide for the week ahead. Very powerful. Awakening. Normally this card means second chances, answering a soul's calling. So what Spirit is saying is like this week, maybe you being invited to rise above the old versions of yourself. Some of you are finally realizing like you don't want to keep living the way that you've been living. Some of you may receive unexpected news that just changes everything. It could be a phone call, an email, an interview, an apology, a decision that you've been waiting for. Perhaps this is going to be something happening outside of you. Maybe not happening outside of you. Yeah, they're saying it's not happening outside of you. It's something that's happening inside of you. A really deep realization, aha moment. Like, it's going to be like a knowing that you can't keep shrinking yourself anymore. Judgment also is working beautifully with the Mercury that's going direct, right? That conversations that you've been waiting for finally happen. Misunderstandings begin to clear. Answers arrive. And Spirit saying, when that clarity comes, I'm hearing don't answer it, answer the call. The hidden energy for the week ahead, we have the Six of Wands. Absolutely love this for you. Because underneath everything, there is success that is waiting for you. This is the Leo card, the Leo in Jupiter card, right? Success, recognition, progress, a victory, celebration. Some of you don't even realize how close you are. Maybe you've been focusing so much on how far you still have to go that maybe you've forgotten how much you've already accomplished. Six of Wands is like saying people are actually noticing your growth. The hard work hasn't gone unnoticed. It hasn't gone unseen. Perhaps you're going to be receiving recognition at work. Support on social media for some of you. A compliment from someone unexpectedly. Or maybe it's simply you finally feeling proud of yourself again. Like Spirit wants you to celebrate. They want you to, your Spirit team wants you to celebrate every small win this week. Every completed task. Every healthy decision. Every brave conversation that you have. I'm hearing every step counts. Leo Virgos, Spirit is like saying here, your next chapter doesn't begin when you feel fearless. It begins when you decide your dreams matter more than your doubts. I feel like this week isn't about being perfect. It's more about being willing to try again, willing to trust yourself, willing to release things that just no longer belong in your life. And maybe even willing to believe that everything that you've been through is actually preparing you for where you're going next. You are actually far more capable than your fears and self-doubt want you to believe. This week, like the universe is inviting you to prove that to yourself. Beautiful souls, thank you for hitting the like button, leaving those comments, being subscribers here. Perhaps you can affirm in the comments if you feel called. I release the past, I trust my path, and I take inspired action towards my future. And thank you for being here for today. Thank you so much for being here today and hitting that like button. I'm sending you all so much love and light and blessings for the week ahead. Stay true to yourself. trust divine timing, and I'll see you in the next one. Virgo and Libra Cusp, Spirit is saying this week your breakthrough begins the moment you stop doubting yourself. You don't need permission to step into the life you're meant to live. Let's dive in, beautiful souls. Thank you for being here and hitting that like button, leaving comments. Your focus this week is courage. You're safe. Fear's illusion. Set strong boundaries. Wow, my Virgo and Libra Cusp is like, this actually fits perfectly for your energy this week, and also with the astrology. Mercury moving direct, 23rd, meaning many of those delays and mixed signals, the uncertainty you've been dealing with become clear. At the same time, Sun is entering Leo, the 22nd, encouraging you to become more confident in yourself instead of seeking reassurance from everyone else. So what I'm hearing Spirit saying here is you've already survived everything that you were afraid of. Now it's time to stop living as though you're still in survival mode. Some of you, courage looks like having that honest conversation. For others, it looks like finally applying for that opportunity, walking away from something that no longer feels aligned, setting healthier boundaries with family, friends, or saying, no, I'm sorry, I cannot do that, without feeling guilty afterwards. I also feel like this card is speaking to people who are highly sensitive. Maybe some of you have been absorbing everyone else's emotions, trying to keep the peace, trying not to disappoint anyone. Spirit is like gently reminding you that you can be kind without abandoning yourself. Let's have a look at the challenge here this week. Page of Pentacles. Definitely not a lack of opportunities here. I'm hearing it's about trusting the small beginnings. The Page of Pentacles is a card about learning, new opportunities, fresh starts, planting the seeds. But because it's a page, it often asks us to begin before everything feels certain. Maybe some of you might receive a job opportunity or an offer to study or learn something regarding a job opportunity maybe. This could be a financial opportunity. Maybe it's going to be a new client, a creative idea, a relationship that really starts slowly. At first, maybe you're thinking like, is it really worth it? And Spirit's like saying, don't underestimate the small beginnings. Every successful business, every strong relationship, every confident person, they have to start somewhere, right? And sometimes starting something new can be a little bit scary, but you have the courage to start that something new, to take the step. Yeah, I think Mercury direct will help you with your plans to begin moving again, for plans moving forward. Now, Saturn is also preparing to go retrograde, which might just be asking you to build solid foundations instead of rushing ahead, but still take that first step, right? You don't need to see the whole staircase. Perhaps we will do a video and see what this Saturn retrograde for the next 4.5 months actually wants you to, what the Spirit team wants you to know. All right, here's your self-care practice for the week, the Empress, very beautiful. I'm hearing receiving this week. Virgo Libras, you're often the one looking after everyone else, making sure everyone's comfortable, helping, fixing, supporting. This week, I think Spirit's like asking, but hey, who's looking after you? So the Empress is like encouraging you to nurture yourself the same way you would nurture everyone else, all right? Some ideas Spirit is showing me here is spending time in nature. Maybe buying yourself some flowers. I'm hearing sunflowers. I don't see sunflowers on the pictures here, but in my mind's eye, I'm hearing sunflowers. Maybe you can cook yourself a nourishing meal instead of eating on the go. Taking maybe a slow morning without feeling guilty. Creating something beautiful. Rest when your body's asking for rest. Maybe to reconnect with your creativity. Hey, some of you, maybe this, I feel like this Empress is pointing towards some sort of abundance. This could be actually a wonderful week on improving your home, investing in yourself, or planting some sort of seeds that will grow over the next few months. I mean, we do have the Page of Pentacles, planting that seeds. Remember, though, also remember, rest is productive, finding that balance. Hermit as your guidance from your spirit guide. I feel like your spirit team. I feel like they are encouraging this Pacific collective here of my Virgo Libras to slow down, rest, listen to your own inner wisdom. I'm not hearing anything about isolation here. I'm hearing also more about reflection, that you don't need everyone else's opinions this week. You already know the answers. Spirit's like showing me someone asking 5 different people for advice. It sounds like myself. Before I decide on the direction I want to go. But deep down, you already know, you've already made some sort of decision, all right? I'm hearing trust your intuition, journal, meditate, spend time in quiet, go for that walk, sit outside a little bit in the sun and drink that cup of tea or coffee. Reconnect. Okay, I'm actually hearing here, not reconnect, disconnect from social media for a bit, especially if it gets overwhelming. With Mercury only moving direct, you may notice that your clearest insight might just come after you try stopping to force the answers. Sometimes clarity also arrives in silence. I also feel like your guides may communicate to you through dreams, repeating numbers, songs, feathers, unexpected conversations this week. I'm hearing actually pay attention. The universe is speaking out. Virgo energy, very, very strong here in your reading. At the bottom of the deck here, your hidden energy, wow, 10 of Cups. Beautiful, underlining overall energy. Wow, Wheel of... Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at that. 10 of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. The wheel's turning towards your 10 of Cups. Even if life feels uncertain right now. The emotional fulfillment you've been hoping for is definitely growing behind the scenes. Some of you may experience family celebrations, healing within relationships, something about good news around home and loved ones, feeling emotionally supported, finally finding peace after chapter. I'm hearing good luck coming in, ultimate wish fulfillment. Happiness doesn't always also arrive through one huge life change event. Sometimes, what I'm hearing is it's found in the original moments, right? Sharing a meal, laughing with someone you care and love, watching that sunset, just feeling proud of yourself. Like a spirit's like saying, don't overlook the blessings while waiting for tomorrow's miracle, because things are happening behind the scenes. The wheel's turning in your favor. This is beautiful. Your spirit team also wants you to know, my Virgo Libras, is you don't need to become someone else. You don't need to become someone else to receive the life that you're dreaming of. You simply just need to believe that you're already worthy of it. Like this week is asking you to choose courage over the comfort, trust over fear, progress over perfection, and most importantly, to stop shrinking yourself just to make other people feel comfortable. The universe is actually asking you to be fearless this week. Have the courage. You have courage. It's asking you to take one brave step. And once you do, you'll realize you've actually been stronger than all along. Maybe this is a job, family dynamic, meeting the person, like moving forward towards happiness within a family dynamic or with you and your person. You can affirm in the comments, you choose courage, you trust your intuition, and you welcome those beautiful blessings that are busy flowing into your life. They're coming in. Thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting, And thank you so much for spending time with me today, my beautiful Virgo Libra Cuspers. I'm sending you all so much love and light and healing and so much blessings for the week ahead. Stay tuned. And I'm also hearing, stay true to yourself. Trust your inner wisdom. Yeah, and I'll definitely be seeing you in the next one. So definitely stay tuned. Love and light, beautiful. Libra, Scorpio Cuspers. This week, Spirit says, don't mistake a delay for a denial. What you've been asking for is still coming. It's simply arriving at the right time, I'm hearing. Your focus this week is patience. Pause before you take action. Trust that divine timing is at work. Be patient and play while you wait. Libra Scorpios. Now, I know this card may not be what some of you want to hear, but I actually think it's one of those most powerful messages that you could actually receive this week. I mean, if we're just looking at the astrology with this card, like Mercury will be going direct this week on the 23rd, meaning that conversations, plans, paperwork, decisions will begin moving forward again after weeks of delays, all right? At the same time now, Saturn stations retrograde as well on the 26th, encouraging all of us to review our long-term foundations instead of rushing into something just because we're tired of waiting. Okay, so what your spirit team is coming through to say is timing is protecting you. Some of you are wondering, why hasn't something happened yet? Why haven't they called? Why haven't you found the right job yet? Why does it feel like everyone else is moving except you? And what your spirit team wants you to know, sometimes the delay is creating the exact conditions needed for your blessings to last. Patience isn't doing nothing. Patience is continuing to prepare while also trusting that what is meant for you won't pass you by. And don't forget the second part of this oracle. It says there, okay, it's not saying here, but I'm hearing my mind's eye here. Play while you wait. Yeah, it says play while you wait. Be patient and play while you wait. Don't forget the second part of the oracle message. Play while you wait. Don't put your happiness on hold until life looks perfect. Enjoy today too. Now, your challenge this week is we have the Hermit with the Five of Wands. Interesting. Virgo Leo energy. This combination feels like in a conflict more than out of conflict. Now, hey, it could be out of conflict, but I mean, we've got the Hermit here. The Hermit is the energy of wanting peace. Five of Wands is the energy of noise, competition, stress, conflicting opinions, the overload. Could be even mental overload or close to mental overload. Some of you may be feeling pulled in several directions. Perhaps work is becoming more busier than you thought or expected. Maybe family members all need something from you at once. Or maybe everyone seems to have advice about what you should be doing with your life. And Spirit's like saying here, hey, not everyone's opinion deserves your attention. Maybe this is an eternal battle here that a part of you wants to move forward and the other part of you just keeps replaying the old fears. You may catch yourself overthinking, questioning every decision, comparing your journey to everyone else's. But the Hermit says the answers won't be found inside the noise. It's going to be found in the quiet. Stepping away from the chaos before making those important decisions. This is going to be especially helpful while Mercury is still settling before turning direct, and we will have a little bit of a shadow period as well. Your self-care this week. Nine of Pentacles and the Sun. More Virgo, Leo energy. Spirit wants you to celebrate yourself. This is actually a very happy combination. Self-care this week is going to be about remembering everything that you have achieved. Some of you, this might be treating yourself to something you've been putting off, spending time out in nature. Birds could be significant for some of you. Having lunch with someone who genuinely actually lifts your spirit. Maybe taking yourself on a coffee date. Maybe wear something that makes you feel confident. Celebrating those small successes instead of brushing it aside. Enjoying the fruits of your labor. I feel like this combination also says here, stop waiting for someone else to make you feel valuable. The sun shines because that is nature, alright? Not because the moon or anybody else is giving the sun permission to shine. You don't need outside validation to know that you're growing. Some of you have come much further than you actually realize. I'm hearing take a moment and celebrate and acknowledge it. Number 19 could be significant. 10. Your guidance from your spirit team this week is the Eight of Pentacles and the Magician. Here your spirit team wants you to remember that your future is being built through the choices that you make day by day. The constant effort with the Eight of Pentacles, the Magician is the manifestations. Together I'm hearing your dreams need both belief and action. Excellent week for learning a new skill, improving your business, applying for work, creating content, working on your spiritual gifts, organizing your finances, planning your next chapter. Some of you may receive an opportunity that initially seems small, and I'm hearing don't miss that. That small opportunity often becomes some sort of life-changing one. And the Magician here is reminding you that you already have all the tools that you need. You spent enough time believing you're missing something. Spirit's like saying, you're more ready than you actually think. And look at this happy card at the bottom of the deck, their hidden energy, the Nine of Cups. She looks so content lying there. The ultimate wish fulfillment besides the Ten of Cups, right? Sometimes wishes arrive differently than we imagined. You may not receive exactly what you've asked for. You might just receive something even better. Some of you may experience a long-awaited conversation, good news, financial improvements, emotional healing, a reason to celebrate, or simply feeling maybe a deep feeling of peace that's returning after weeks of uncertainty. Double nines, all right? Triple nines could even be a significant number for some of you. You're almost at the finish line, I'm hearing. But there is this ultimate emotional satisfaction here this week, underlining everything. I'm hearing keep your heart open. Your blessing may arrive in a form that you weren't expecting. 81 could be also significant. 95. 20th. Yeah, Spirit wants you to leave you with this. Flowers don't bloom faster because we keep checking them every hour, right? That the water and the rain and everything is doing its job. They bloom because they trust that the season that they're in, right? You're entering a season of growth. Not because everything suddenly becomes easy, but because you're learning to trust divine timing instead of fear. You keep showing up, you keep believing, you keep taking one step at a time. The universe hasn't forgotten about you. In fact, it's quietly rearranging, it's arranging those pieces, that puzzle behind the scenes that you can't even see yet. And when everything comes together and that final puzzle piece goes in, you're going to understand exactly why the waiting mattered. Affirm, I trust divine timing, I celebrate my journey, and I welcome the blessings already making their way towards me. Thank you for liking the video, beautiful souls, commenting, being subscribers here, and thank you for spending time with me today here. I'm sending you all so much love and light, healing, and beautiful blessings for the week ahead. Trust yourself, trust the timing, and I'll see you in the next one. Scorpio, Sagittarius, this week Spirit is saying your miracle isn't missing. It's waiting for you to decide one choice that could change everything this week. Looking at your focus, thank you for being here and hitting that like button, leaving comments. Your focus this week, what to embrace is magic. Make a wish. Believe in miracles. Magic surrounds you. Wow. Fairies could also be significant for some of you. Scorpio, Sagittarius, Cuspers, I absolutely love this card coming out for your focus for the week, because I feel like after weeks of feeling maybe like you had to push, survive, figure everything out, like Spirit is like asking you to just soften just a little bit, just enough to remember that not everything has to happen through struggle. This isn't about sitting back and waiting for life to happen. It's about believing that opportunities can arrive in unexpected ways. So we do have Mercury going direct this week on the 23rd, where conversations will flow again, misunderstandings start clearing, and pieces that you've been waiting for may just finally fall into place. I mean, Saturn retrograde also is starting on the 26th. You'll also be asked to look at, during that time period when it happens, for the next 4.5 months, is looking at what you truly want to build long term instead of chasing the temporary excitement. So magic this week looks like receiving a phone call you thought wasn't coming, someone suddenly replying after weeks of silence, finding the perfect job opportunity, meeting someone through complete coincidence, finally getting clarity about a relationship. Maybe even might be a financial opportunity as well, appearing where you least expect it. So any of those kind of scenarios are possible, all right? But the biggest message I'm hearing here is don't talk yourself out of a blessing before it arrives. So maybe even that blessing could be anything that I haven't even discussed yet or mentioned. Having a look at your challenge and the obstacle is Temperance. Now, interesting that it's out here in the challenge position, because I feel like it's not bad luck. It's more about patience. I know probably not a lot of my Scorpio Sagittarius wants to hear this, but Temperance says divine timing is working behind the scenes. But sometimes, the Sagittarius, the fiery Sagittarius energy wants movement now, while the Scorpio side wants certainty before trusting the process. Maybe you might just find yourself thinking, why isn't this happening faster? Should I force this? Should I send another message? Should I walk away completely? And what Spirit is saying is not everything needs fixing this week. Some things simply need time to blend together. Perhaps this could involve waiting for some paperwork, waiting for an employer decision, waiting for someone to reach back out, maybe even allowing a relationship to naturally heal, maybe giving your body some time to recover, letting the emotions settle before making any major life decisions. So like Temperance is just reminding you that your challenge this week is patience and not forcing something before it's ready. All right, whatever that is going to be for you, it often does create delays, alright? To not force anything. Sometimes once you've done something, it's about sitting back and let things blend, alright? Integrate. Here's the Queen of Swords. This is beautiful in your self-care practice this week. I'm hearing this week your self-care is not going to be bubble baths. It's boundaries, alright? For some of you, you've been emotionally available to everyone else, maybe except for yourself, answering messages immediately, helping everyone solve their problems, taking on family stress, listening to everyone else's worries. And I'm hearing, meanwhile, you exhausted, all right? And the Queen of Swords, she's just asking here whether you're male or female to become incredibly clear about your energy. Like, I'm seeing here like a scenario here, like you politely say, I can't help today. So you stop explaining yourself to someone who just never listens. Maybe you delete a message instead of sending it during an emotional moment. You choose peace over proving a point. You finally say no without feeling guilty. Yeah, Mercury is finally moving direct this week. Communication will become powerful again, but only if it comes from clarity instead of frustration. And I'm hearing here, your words will carry weight this week, and I'm hearing choose them carefully, choose them wisely. If you need to take time out and walk away from a situation, you can do that, all right? Your guidance from your spirit team is the Two of Swords, clarified here by the King of, is it King of Wands? By the King of Wands. All right, I feel like your support from your spirit guides this week is they're showing me two paths here. A path that feels familiar, safe, and predictable, and the other one feels exciting, a little bit uncertain. Some of you may just be choosing between staying where you are or finally maybe taking a chance on yourself. Maybe for some of you, this could be about starting a business or a side hustle or applying for some sort of leadership role. Maybe leaving a situation that's become too small for your soul. Speaking honestly about how you actually feel. Maybe this could be choices about relocation or traveling. This could be saying yes to an opportunity maybe you've been overthinking. Like, whatever this choice is or this decision that you need to make, trust your intuition, I'm hearing, and lead your life. Don't wait for someone else to give you permission. The Two of Swords says that the only thing truly keeping you stuck now is some sort of hesitation. And Spirit is saying indecision is still a decision, right? You need to choose, even if it's the first small step. Having a look at the hidden energy. Oh, some of you are extremely tired and exhausted. You've been through a lot. We have the devil here as your hidden energy. Now, underneath everything, the devil being here under everything, it doesn't automatically mean something negative, alright? I think this week there's something about, for some of you, it's an old attachment trying to hold on. Maybe because you're exhausted, alright? And sometimes, we don't think clearly when we're tired, alright? You've been through a lot. So this could be emotionally or physically or mentally exhausted, that there's some negativity seeping in this week, underlining everything in the back of your subconscious, in your mind. Maybe it's a fear of failure, fear of success. It could be that self-doubt, that overthinking, perfectionism. Maybe it's unhealthy habits. Sometimes this also could be toxic relationships as well. It could be a limiting beliefs. Maybe it could even be constantly comparing yourself to others. And the astrology actually supports this beautiful because Jupiter is expanding everything it touches, while Saturn is preparing to go retrograde. So if you've been holding on to something that no longer is healthy, you'll probably notice it much more clearly now. Flies could be significant. Alright. Flies is not a big thing here in winter, but sometimes we get a few here because of the horses and, you know. I'm hearing here what your spirit team is asking, what are you ready to stop carrying? Because the moment you release that chain, the magic will start flowing again. You've been through a lot. Interesting, I just saw 11:11 on the clock, timer on the clock, alright. Scorpio, Sagittarius, Cuspers, I feel like this week isn't about chasing the miracles, alright. It's more about asking you to become available to them. Every time you choose peace over the chaos, truth over fear, growth over comfort, I'm hearing you change your future. You may not see the whole path clearly yet. It may not be fully visible to you. And that's where the indecision may come in. But you don't need to. You just need to trust yourself and take lead of your life to know and have enough faith to take the next step. Like a spirit is showing me someone that's standing in front of a door that's already unlocked. The only thing that's left, though, is just for you to turn the handle. Perhaps you can affirm that in the comments, that you release fear. And if it's not fear, it's some other feeling that's similar to fear. All right, you can say, I release that, and I welcome the magic that is meant for me. And always, thank you for being part of the Mystical Soul Tribe, beautiful souls, and liking and subscribing and leaving comments, turning on your notification bell so you don't miss out your weekly readings. I know last week and the previous week was late, or the previous week I landed up doing a pick a deck a reading. Actually, if you guys haven't seen it, you can go check it out, because even though I mentioned some astrology in the beginning, some of those messages are timeless, all right? Yeah, and I'm thinking about diving into the Saturn retrograde, all right? Doing a series for my Cusp souls, so stay tuned for that. We'll see how things go, but that looks like something different for us to dive into the energy of, all right? What is our karmic lessons? But beautiful souls, until next time, take care of yourself, trust your intuition, and remember, the magic that you've been waiting for may already be waiting for you. And hey, if there's any specific topics that you want me to dive into, go ahead and put it in the comments. I'm sending you all so much love and light, and I'll definitely check you around. Sag, Capricorn, Cuspers. This week says, you standing between who you've been and who you're becoming. There's a chapter closing, one chapter. And I'm getting the energy of a powerful new one that is ready to begin. But you first have to believe you are worthy of it. Looking at your focus this week, thank you for hitting the like button, leaving comments, being subscribers here. Rebirth, reinvent yourself. Give life to your dreams. Create a new reality. The color orange and pink. Passion. This is powerful to start your reading. My Sag Capricorns. I don't feel like this week is just about, it's not about talking about that small changes. This is actually feeling like a complete shift in identity. Almost like Spirit saying, you've outgrown an old version of yourself. Some of you have spent months healing, learning lessons, walking away from situations, or maybe even rebuilding after some disappointment. And now the universe is asking, what do you want to become next? We have Leo season coming from the 22nd. Your confidence will begin growing again, I'm hearing. Mercury will be going direct on the 23rd, bringing clarity after weeks of delays, misunderstandings, or even second-guessing yourself. And then right after that, we have Saturn that will station retrograde as well in Aries on the 26th, asking you to take ownership of your own future, taking ownership of your future rather than waiting for life to choose you. This week feels like a bridge between the past and your next chapter. Look at the hidden energy here at the bottom of the oracle, right? Strength. The challenge will make you stronger. You will get through to the other side. Look for the gift in the situation. The color black could also be significant. Spirit wants you to know something here, that the difficult season wasn't meant to break you. It was actually building the person who could carry the blessings that you've been asking for. Some of you won't fully understand why certain doors closed until much later. But like, one day you're really going to look back and realize, if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't be who I am now. Your challenge is the Knight of Swords. First thing I'm hearing when I look at this card is the challenge this week might be slowing down before reacting. It could be communication. The Knight of Swords is normally that fast-moving energy, right? Fast communication. It could be fast decisions, fast emotions, and this could show up in several ways, all right? Maybe someone suddenly sends a message to you just before Mercury goes direct, or just as Mercury goes direct. Maybe it's somebody from the past that reaches out. Maybe a family member wants answers, or a boss changes plans at the last minute. A client needs something urgently, or perhaps maybe finally you receive news that you've been waiting for. The challenge isn't the message itself. The challenge is going to be how you respond. I'm hearing respond, don't react. Because once the words leave your mouth, you can't take them back. Perhaps this is somebody around you that's doing it if it's not you. But some of you also, the night can feel like maybe it's even your own mind, all right? Maybe you've been racing ahead into the future worries, creating problems that haven't happened yet. If that is, I'm hearing take a deep breath. Everything doesn't need to solve itself all in one day, right? Ace of Cups, how to practice your self-care. This is beautiful because basically what it's saying is refill your own emotional cup before trying to pour into everyone else's. Some of you have been giving until maybe you've forgotten what it feels like to receive. Spirit's saying receive the compliment, receive the help, receive the opportunity, receive the love. Some practical ways that this could show up is maybe spending some quiet time near water. I mean, this Ace of Cups is a water card. Maybe it's going to be journaling your emotions instead of bottling up, or finding someone you trust to talk to, just getting the emotions out. Saying yes when someone genuinely wants to support you. Allowing yourself to rest without feeling guilty. Some of you, this could just be reconnecting with your creativity or your spirituality. This also feels very healing for relationships. If there's been any sort of emotional distance in your relationship, or people around you, or with someone, with Mercury that would be going direct, that could also open up a door for some sort of honest conversation that could bring healing instead of some sort of conflict. Butterflies could really be significant. I'm hearing also waterfalls. Your message, your support from your spirit guides. 8 of Swords, and we have the 5 of Cups here. Now this message I'm getting, it feels very deep here. Now, if we notice the 8 of Swords, she's blindfolded. She believes she's trapped. but she'd realized there is a way out. Now looking at the Five of Cups, her back is turned towards the two cups that are standing. She's focused only on what has been lost. Behind her there is that two cups still standing, right? And look at that snake that's hovering over that two cups, especially that one cup, but he's like leaning over the two cups. Spirit is showing me fear has been whispering stories that aren't actually true. Some of you maybe have convinced yourselves that maybe it's too late, you missed your chance, nothing's ever going to change, you're not good enough. But what Spirit is saying, those are old stories, right? The two cups that are standing, I mean, that snake could even be your rebirth, shedding skin, all right? Noticing that there is opportunities you haven't fully noticed because you've been grieving and been in your mind about the things that didn't work out. Because look how her head is also turned towards the two cups. And her back is facing, but her head is slightly turned. Maybe something about a healthy relationship could... a healthier relationship replacing one that ended for some of you. Maybe there's going to be a career path after losing a job, a new friendship after outgrowing old connections. Maybe you've been going through a spiritual awakening after painful endings. This will be different for each and every one of you, right? It was just some scenarios I brought up. 85 could be significant for some of you. I'm hearing that your guides are asking you to gently turn around. There's still something beautiful that is waiting for you. Don't let the past disappointment stop you from seeing possibilities. "13", again, like 13, death and rebirth, right? 13 could be a significant number. Also, then 13 breaks down to 4, which is about your stability, foundation. Okay, your underlining energy from the tarot here, wisdom, learning, spiritual growth, commitment, and building something that lasts. This tells me that you're no longer interested in those temporary fixes. I feel like this is all your wisdom that's within that book that you've gained over the years. Again, I'm hearing stability, right? You're looking for stability for some of you. Maybe also this could also be some of you, if this is not your knowledge, that's all in this book that you're going through, right? Or like that's all that you've gained in your mind, right? Your brain, right? Maybe you might start studying something new for some of you. Maybe you might work with a mentor, a coach, or a spiritual teacher. Some of you might even deepen your spiritual practices. Some of you might even make an important commitment to career or in love. Maybe you might just be reevaluating your beliefs and your values. Saturn is preparing to retrograde, right? And I feel like this is also asking yourself, like, does the life that you are building truly reflect the person that you're becoming? If the answer is no, that is your invitation to make some changes. Fives, change. But I'm hearing one step at a time, not rushing it. Scorpio, Sagittarius, Scorpio Cuspers. Spirit is really showing me in my mind's eye here a phoenix that is rising from the ashes, not because life has been easy, but because you've survived things that once really felt impossible. I'm hearing that this week isn't about you becoming someone else is just like asking you to finally become the person you've always been underneath the fear, the disappointment, and the self-doubt. The old version of you did serve a purpose. It's now time to honor everything that you learned, all right? To use that wisdom. It's time now to honor everything and just step confidently into the next chapter of your book. Your rebirth has already begun. Now it's just time to trust it. Perhaps you can affirm that you release your past, you trust your path, and you welcome your rebirth. Some of you have had many rebirths, a few spiritual awakenings. Thank you for liking, subscribing, leaving comments, and turn on your notification bells so you don't miss out the next videos. We'll definitely be diving into the Saturn retrograde energy. Until next time, my beautiful Sag, Capricorn, Cusp souls. Sometimes, your greatest breakthrough begins the moment that you stop looking back and stop believing in who you are becoming. Love and light, beautiful soul. Capricorn, Aquarius, Cuspers, this week's Spirit is saying there's an opportunity growing quietly behind the scenes. I'm hearing don't overlook the small beginnings because they could lead to something much bigger than you expect. Looking at your focus this week, we have the Prosperity card from the Unicorn Oracle, the Unicorn of Oracles. The words didn't want to come out properly. And it says there that a gift of money is on its way. Your income is increasing. Manage your finances with love. Prosperity. This is actually a very beautiful energy for you. Like right away I'm hearing, I don't feel like Spirit really talking about money here. Yes, some of you, it really could be about money, all right? There could be a financial blessing coming in. Okay, maybe some of you, this is going to be a pay raise or a bonus. It could be a new job opportunity for some of you. Maybe more clients if you are self-employed. Yeah, maybe increase in clientele, maybe an unexpected refund. Maybe some of you, it could be a gift. Maybe it's going to be a successful investment. Maybe it's something about a side hustle that's beginning to grow for some of you. Someone may be finally paying you money that they owe you. But, sometimes prosperity is so much bigger than finances, because I'm hearing Spirit saying abundance in your confidence, like your relationships, your habits, your peace, your spiritual journey. And Mercury is going direct on the 23rd. So maybe there was some delays around paperwork, contracts, or applications, interviews, or financial conversations that may really begin moving it forward from the 23rd on. We're also moving into a Leo season from the 22nd, and the Sun in Leo, that's about encouraging you, I'm hearing, to recognize your own value instead of playing small. What I'm hearing here, Spirit saying is stop acting like you're asking for too much when you've been actually settling for a little too little. For a little bit too little, yeah. You've been settling for far too little. So I feel like this week is about remembering that you deserve to receive. Now, your challenge here is the Page of Pentacles here. I'm hearing it's not failure, this challenge, this Page of Pentacles here. It's more about recognizing the potential, about the new beginnings that may not look impressive at first. Some of you could receive an opportunity and then immediately think, is it really worth it? Does it pay enough? Maybe you don't feel qualified. Maybe you will wait. Interesting. I just heard for some of you employing people. Looking for the right people. I'm hearing also spirits say, don't dismiss the seed because it hasn't become a tree yet. The page is about also learning something new. Perhaps you starting a new course, learning a new skill, building a business, or stepping into unfamiliar territory. The challenge is about staying quiet while you're still a beginner. Remember, every expert was once a student, I'm hearing here. How to practice self-care this week. Six of Swords. I'm hearing here, protecting your peace. Some of you may literally emotionally be leaving something behind. It could be the constant overthinking about something, a difficult relationship, difficult working with difficult people. It could be workplace stress, family drama, old regrets, anxiety about the future. Whatever this is for you, Spirit's like saying you don't have to carry everything with you. Some of you may literally be traveling this week or moving around, planning a trip. Some of you are traveling emotionally. You're crossing from survival into healing. Also, what I'm hearing here for some of you is that forgiveness isn't saying what happened was okay. It's deciding that you won't let it control your future anymore. Taking those long walks, right? Spending time near water, journaling. If you are in summer, enjoying the summer before the winter comes. Some of you are in winter. I'm hearing some of you arresting your mind this week, turning off your phone for a little bit. I'm hearing some of you, your nervous system just needs a break. Support from your spirit guides, and we have this Page of Swords. Now, there's a white owl here, alright? And every time I look at this card, I look at this girl's face. Owls represent wisdom. I'm hearing a hidden truth, seeing what others miss. Now this page, that facial expression, she looks frustrated, she looks upset, she looks angry. And I feel like the owl there is reminding not to react from emotion alone, alright? I'm hearing this week is the week before reacting, gathering information, the information that might just surprise you. Someone may even say something that catches you off guard. Maybe you could receive some unexpected news, a message, or maybe discover information that changes your perspective. Mercury is going direct, so conversations will begin flowing easier by the 23rd, right? Will start flowing easier. People have really been in their emotions also with this Mercury retrograde. Some people may suddenly return wanting to explain themselves, I'm hearing. Others may finally tell you the truth. And Spirit saying, whatever this is, listen carefully, observe, ask questions, gather information, don't jump to conclusions. Stay curious, reach out before making big decisions, read contracts carefully, double check emails. If something doesn't feel right, I'm hearing also trust your intuition. The owl also sees what your eyes alone cannot see, alright? Now the underlining energy, we have the Seven of Cups, and if you look here, I felt called to see what is under the Seven of Cups, and we have the Nine of Wands. A lot of the collective is feeling a bit exhausted. Messages and notifications could be significant. I'm hearing something about crossroads. You've been standing at crossroads for a while. Options, dreams, possibilities, confusion. There may be several directions that you could take. The number 79 could be significant. Several people, several ideas pulling your attention at once. But you are tired, the Nine of Wands. You fought hard to be where you are. Some of you may be thinking, like, example, what if you put your heart into this thing again and it doesn't work out? But Spirit's saying, don't let yesterday's disappointments stop tomorrow's blessings. I'm hearing with the Seven of Cups coming through, choose wisely. And the Nine of Cups is just, maybe Nine of Cups is significant. I meant to say Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is reminding you that every difficult chapter, that you survived every difficult chapter before this one. Perhaps there is an ultimate wish fulfillment also under this, the Nine of Cups, right? Creating your own happiness. You're stronger than you realize. Some of you have been praying for change. I'm hearing opportunities are appearing, but don't let fear make you question them. Take your time. Not every option is your path, but one of them absolutely is, and it's going to be your Nine of Cups, I'm hearing. Capricorn, Aquarius, Cusp is, what Spirit is also showing me is someone planting seeds in the garden. At first, nothing happens. The ground looks empty, but beneath the surface, everything is growing. That's your life right now, right? Even if you can't see the full results, the progress is happening. Those conversations, those lessons, the delays, the healing, they all actually preparing you for a season of abundance. I'm hearing, don't measure your success only by what you can see today. Some blessings grow quietly before they bloom. I'm hearing, trust the process, keep showing up. Your future self will thank you. Perhaps you can also affirm in the comments, especially if you're ready to receive the abundance Spirit is preparing for you, that you welcome the prosperity. You welcome prosperity, you trust in divine timing, and you confidently step into your next chapter. And thank you for liking, subscribing, leaving comments, and stay tuned for the retrograde readings. I will bring that up, the Saturn retrograde. Until next time, my Capricorn, Aquarius, Cusp souls, remember the smallest seed often grows into the strongest tree. Keep believing in what you are building, even before the world can see it. I'm sending you love and light, and I'll check you around. Aquarius, Pisces, Cuspers, this week says you're actually much closer to the life you've been praying for than you actually realize. But I'm hearing first you being asked to release fear, protect your peace, and trust the changes unfolding around you. Now, as you can see, I've got much more cards for you than I got for the rest. I felt really called to get more cards out. We've got nature here. This is your focus. We've got nature, and we have courage. And at the bottom of the deck, we have beloved. Look at this green and the purple. The butterflies, nature, horses. Ground yourself. Find sanctuary in nature. Connect with the elements. Courage, you are safe. Fear is an illusion. Set strong boundaries. Like, straight away I'm hearing here, slow down. Your energy has been everywhere lately, I'm hearing. You've been thinking about the future, replaying the past, maybe trying to solve problems before they happened. I'm hearing here that your nervous system just needs a moment to catch up. Mercury will be going direct on the 23rd, right? Mental clarity slowly will be beginning to return, especially after weeks of some confusion. The Sun will be going into Leo around the 26th. Why am I saying the 26th? The 22nd. The 26th is the Saturn retrograde. 3 days of clarity. 3 days of shadow period. But yeah, the Sun entering Leo on the 22nd. Also encouraging you to stop hiding your light and start trusting yourself again. Perhaps the 26th could be a significant day for some of you. Right in the middle of Leo season. Nature isn't about taking a walk outside this week, I'm hearing. I'm hearing it's actually about coming back to yourself. Some of you literally may be taking some nature walks, all right? Just to go out and get some fresh air, ground yourself. Some of you literally also could be called just to go sit outside, sit near water, take a walk there in the forests, maybe walk barefoot on the grass. Maybe it's spending some time with animals. Maybe catching the sunrise or sunset, spending maybe less time scrolling and more about just sitting with yourself and breathing. Even with courage here, I feel like Spirit is like saying, where maybe have you been shrinking yourself to keep other people feeling comfortable? I feel like this week is going to be about remembering your worth. Your boundaries aren't walls, right? They are healthy doors that allow the right people in while protecting your peace. Now, I quite love this beloved card here. Like, butterflies could really be significant for some of you. This card is saying here, prepare for your life partner. Romance is returning to your relationships. Believe you are lovable. Now, some of you, really, this is about you and your person, or meeting a new person, finding the right person. But it doesn't have to only apply to romantic love, right? Mercury going direct really could open up some sort of communication with someone from the past, or it could also bring some sort of important connection into your life. Like, it doesn't have to be romantic, it could be a platonic, right? Maybe this is going to be about falling in love with yourself again, all right? That is the first person on this earth is to love is yourself. Because when you truly believe you are worthy, you naturally attract the healthier relationships. What I'm hearing Spirit saying here, the love you're seeking begins with the way you speak to yourself, the way you love yourself. Beautiful. The challenge this week. So we got the Wheel of Fortune, and as you can see, I was guided to get more cards out for you guys, clarifiers. And we got the Five of Swords. This combination is really interesting. Like, the Wheel of Fortune is about life changing, all right? It could be luck for some of you, but here's the Five of Swords. I'm hearing, don't create unnecessary battles while it's changing. While life is changing, while life is moving, don't create the unnecessary battles. Some of you, maybe life plans will suddenly shift this week. And maybe appointments might move, all right? And that might just frustrate you. Maybe people's minds change. People just change their minds, right? Maybe there will be unexpected opportunities that appears. Or maybe something you thought was certain suddenly looks different. Maybe what I'm hearing here also is that instead of fighting every change, Spirit's like saying flow with it. For others, this feels like it's connected to a relationship, all right? Somebody may want the last word. Someone might want to try and pull you into an argument. Whether maybe you want to pull someone into an argument, or someone wants to pull you into an argument. Maybe with this retrograde, right, there's been misunderstandings in communication, all right? But ask yourself, do you want to be right or do you want peace? Not every disagreement deserves your energy. Sometimes walking away is actually the strongest thing that you can do. And the wheel reminds you the wheel's always turning, right? And also, what is meant for you cannot pass you by. Sometimes we just need to walk away from a conversation and come back later to it. How to practice self-care. 5 of Wands, more conflict. And the King of Cups. Well, like you really got some powerful lessons, powerful, interesting messages, cards coming out in your spread. Conflict is the 5 of Wands. Stress, competing, feeling pulled maybe in several different directions. King of Cups. I'm hearing your power this week isn't going to be found in reacting, whether it's verbally or emotionally. King of Cups is about the emotions. Yeah, it's going to be found in mastering your emotions. That is your self-care this week. We see the verbal mental conflict and again, some more conflict. Okay. Maybe you might just find yourself in situations where family members disagree. Maybe there might be some workplace tension that increases. Friends maybe expect too much from you. People project their frustrations onto you. But I'm hearing also, whatever this is, that you don't have to absorb everyone else's emotions. You can remain calm while everyone else is panicking. One other thing I'm also hearing is protect your energy without hardening your heart. All right? That is going to be your self-care, is walking away, saying if you're having this tension around you or there's an intense conversation this week, take a moment and say, I need time out. Can we have this discussion later? Responding with maturity, choosing peace, walking away when it's necessary. You can always come back to that conversation later, all right? Double 5s in your reading, change. This is your guidance from your spirit team for the week. 10 of Wands, judgment. This feels like a breakthrough that your spirit teams want to tell you about. There is a breakthrough for you that is waiting for you. You have been carrying a lot of responsibilities that were just never meant for you, or meant to belong to you forever. Some of you have taken really on too much responsibilities. Some of you became so used to carrying everything that maybe you've forgotten what it feels like to receive help. Judgment, right? It's time to lay down the burdens, put some of the things that are feeling too much, too heavy, whether it's emotionally, mentally, physically, asking for help, ending a cycle that's been exhausting you, forgiving yourself, walking away from guilt, releasing responsibilities for other people's choices, answering a call that maybe you've been avoiding. Wake up call. Spirit is saying, there is lessons that you've learned. You've learned some lessons. It's now time to move forward. You don't need to keep proving how strong you are by carrying everything alone. And the 4 of Wands at the bottom of the deck is actually very beautiful here. All right. Your underlining energy. The 11 portal could be significant for some of you. 4s could be significant. This could be home, family. It could be celebration, a new foundation, happy news. This is all happening underneath whatever this else is happening here. All right. Long-term commitments. Feeling like maybe you finally found your place in the world or at home. Reaching a milestone. You achieved something this week. Some of you really could be celebrating something soon. Maybe it's a new home, a relationship milestone, a work milestone, job offer, good news happening within the family, a personal achievement, or simply just reaching a place where your heart finally feels at peace, right? Because you're choosing your peace. I'm hearing you building something that's lasting, and I'm hearing it's not temporary. My Aquarius Pisces Cusp is, what Spirit is also showing me is someone standing at the edge of a forest, right? And then behind you is everything that you survived. And ahead of you is actually a beautiful path that you haven't fully walked yet. The only thing that would be stopping you is from taking that next step. It's wondering whether you're ready, and Spirit's like saying, hey, you are ready, go for it. You spent enough time preparing, healing, learning, growing, and now life is beginning to reflect that inner transformation, trusting in yourself, trusting in the timing, and most importantly, I'm hearing, trust that whatever is leaving your life is busy making room for something better. This isn't the end of the story. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of a new chapter. A blank page for you to write. Trust the changes, beautiful souls. Affirm that. I trust the changes unfolding in my life. I release what weighs me down, and I welcome love, peace, and new beginnings. Thank you for liking the video, leaving those comments, being subscribers, sharing these videos. And remember, your greatest transformation doesn't happen when life becomes easy. It happens when you finally believe that you're strong enough to embrace the life that you've been waiting for. The life that has been waiting for you. Love and light, beautiful soul, and I'll check you around.